Okay. It's live now, huh? Is it?
Yeah, I think it's live. Looks like it. I can see myself.
Live, okay. Yeah, you share your idea how to quiet the mind.
Now, how can we quiet the mind so we can?
Okay, normally, yeah, how in the West, like after the work, they go to the bar and drink. That does help
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
And smoke and drink is the very common. Those are suppose like the bodybuilder spent 20 year, 40 year in body, realize in the older time that I'm not only the body, realize after a long time. The same way the mind, body, mind are like not two. Sound mind in a sound body, like two sides of the same coin. But when death appears, do you need to quieten the mind?
It's pretty quiet, I think.
Yeah, then it's very quiet. In everyday life, in the sound sleep, do you need to quiet the mind? Yes, when we go to sleep, out of 8 hours, the real sound sleep is not 8 hours, how long it is. 1 hour, maybe 20 minutes. That means you're turning left, right, dreaming. That is like the slowly preparing toward the sound sleep. Sound sleep, what that mean? No mind. How we can look at it like the water. When water is still, it is transparent, quiet, automatically quiet. So, like we were talking a minute ago, what was that? Rabda ki pauna eth utha ke ਇੱਥੇ ਲਾ ਲੈਣਾ. What that means? That quality of attention, the quality of attention when it is not disturbed or caught up in external thing, because the prime illusion is our identification to the body as body, body mind. What you see with the eye, two eyes, this is me. Who am I? Then you start thinking, this is me, and then all the objects, and always in the rat race of becoming, thinking more, more, more. But if we examine our life, every day we die to the identification, to the ego. In the sound sleep, there is no becoming, there is no how to quieten the mind, because when the mind slowly is quiet, that time it charges the energy for the next day, from becoming to being. Being means no more, no more, no body. It's just everything into nothingness and nothingness to everything. Like 10,000 things means this quality of attention is fragmented. Our quality is fragmented into so many things. So, body mind can be a vehicle for the divinity and originality, or it can be also uh, deluded and into that. So, is the quality of attention. See, little ordinary things, whatever we do, when we do 100%, that automatically become the meditation and prayer. You don't need to do separately. Now our life is fragmented. Doing human being has reduced to human doing, and also human thinking, you know. Now we are not going against the doing and thinking, but put at its right place. That means the money, honey, power, all that good as a servant, but bad as a master. That means you see the intelligence of living, intelligent being, minimum effort, maximum productivity. And that reflect in our life, like in architecture, 20 floors, 30 floors. You push one button and you are in 30 floor. So that means minimum effort, maximum productivity. So the same way, the more and more originality, virginity is the other name of organic living, original. Original, what is original? Not man made, God made, is grass like in the garden, grows by itself. The sunlight comes itself. Today is Saturday, comes itself. In this body mind, which we think me and mine, illusory, it's a lucid dream that also hunger comes itself, digestion, nervous system, everything, some higher power means organic living, original, simple, pure heart. Pure heart means which is not like broken up, fragmented. So one of the medicine is the fasting. The same way for the mind, when you go in the silence for a day. Now, the silence is not speaking, but it is a silence descend when one is examining the confusion of the mind, our own created mind. And it happens when tragedy strike in a normal life, accident, death, this so-called tragedy, but those are the challenges. And then automatically one goes into prayer or meditation. But the one who die before dying, then there is no more death, because one find it that this is just a apparent fear of time bound. We are caught up in the time capsule, but the quality of life changes when we clearly see what is dream and what is not dream. It's simpler than the simplest. You don't need to do a thing. There is no doing there. It's already happening. Imagine how difficult it becomes if we are putting 150, 200 breath, thinking and organizing. We will wake up next day. All the senses, body, mind, this is like the vehicle. What is invisible is who is that wake up? Who is that goes to sleep? Not the name and form, but undivided wholeness. Now we think we are four separate human beings, but when you, from the scientist point of view, you will see not 10,000 things, but one energy. Other people they call it no thing, no thing, everything including into the nothingness, emptiness, and wholeness. So life becomes a not a struggle, it becomes effortless effort, a flow, a flow. But the mind always think how to quiet the mind. These artificial ways are temporary, but that's like forgetfulness. You forget, but it's not the solution. Of course there are techniques and methods of breathing awareness, because breathing is like the tail of the thinking process. So there are many breathing techniques, because breathing is the other side of the thinking and breathing. But when you awaken to the reality of life, what is real, what is unreal, then you don't need to do not a thing, no technique, no method, because then again you get in the loop. You have to do something. Organic, how do you make a organic carrot into a unorganic carrot? How do you? There is no how. How do you open a flower which lasts maybe 2 days only? How? Because it is beyond the time capsule. When I am in a dream, how do I become a king of big country, USA, or how do I? How? There is no how. Who is asking how? That means time, time factor. Yes, in material level, apparently it appears like you go from here to there, from there to here. But in the real living, the time is no longer. That is the power of nowness. Nowness means here now. The sounds are coming, the sound came and went. The, it's already happening. Here now, no future, no past. The power of nowness is into wow, wow, wow. It's no more anxiety, no more thinking. It's a childlike state which wanderous eyes, no more thinking, because it already is. Whatever it is seeking is already is. Perfectly perfect, including imperfect worries, is still part. You are the wholeness. You cannot step out of it. Even if you think with the ego that you are worried, this is still that godliness. Worried means questioning. So we decide our own luck. Decide means we entrap, we ourselves are the cause and effect. But if you are aware of the awareness, then you enjoy this perfectly perfect, including this body mind play. Who is the player? The player of the consciousness, which is unconditional, beyond the time, timeless time. Then there is no more running and seeking. So it's like simpler than the simplest, because you cannot do anything, you cannot think anything. It already is perfectly perfect, cannot be better. But our illusion, our ideas and thinking makes it all. There is something to be done. Yes, the fear project that. A little child, innocently innocent, here is the child, you put a deadly cobra, snake, it will look like this. And The fear of the cobra does not bite a child. Why it does not bite a child? Because there is no action reaction. You have seen the little children being friends with the zebra or what you call leopard. The reason we inject the fear, and I have seen many yogis, or not yogi, any person who is with the innocent, there is no action reaction. There is state of love, unless hunger is not a violence. When a tiger go and eat some other animal, that's not a violence. Only Mother Nature hunger operating, consume it, and then leave it to others. But so-called human beings, not only human doings, but demonic, that kills not only one, not two, not three, not 3,000, but by millions, by constant perpetuating the war. The war is the, like the external translation of the inner dichotomy, inner noise, inner conflict. Otherwise, there is abundance of earth, food, everything. The whole universe as a family, as oneness. So when we transcend the ego and the body mind, the divisions disappear. Then we living as love. Love means without the two, without the other word hate. That is the same state of a childlike innocence. Uh, it comes automatic, but you have to something to say. See, look, that is not already doing the meditation.
Yeah, she came right away.
Natural, yeah, it is quite. So that is the creative intelligence, and lot of she doctors and psychologists, they are questioning the real source of the health. In Sanskrit word swastha, to establish into the real self. Swa means swa, the one which is beyond the name and form. Maybe in future the name will change, because name has some side effect. They will, because we are the wholeness with the numbers 1, 2, 3, like the lucid dream, with like holes, holes, but we are not separate. Oneness without the two. But body mind always comparison and two, three, four, five, like that. But this fake programming of the body and ego, this is ghostly living. Because when you find, if I find the ego, where is it? It's not there. Where is the mind? Mind is not even mind. It appears like mind. So beyond the name and form, what they call the infinite, which cannot be known, unknowable. But the mind always try to figure it out and then give it a name. Like a child is born, they don't know what it is. So they give it a name and then identify. But the holistic living is including the name as a name and then is the including the limitation, including the imperfections, including it all, including the seeking. It appears, like the ocean waves, they come and go. But somehow, when we see the universe, you see this illusion of name, form, identification, and lining, dividing, fighting. The crowd is more into that ignorant living, control, which is illusory illusion, control, my country, and bombing others is bombing ourselves because the killer will be killed. Is the wholeness. Sooner or later is the oneness without the two. That's why the great scientists, the seers, they say the yugas means the flow of the time. There will, because when it get too much of darkness, it blow it up, and then the Kali Yuga will blow it up. It's not a bad or good, but that's what is appearing. You see the computer war, because the war today is the computer, artificial intelligence. But when you are live as love, infinite wholeness, then there is no more mine, thine, comparison. You are transcendental living. Then ordinary things start fulfilling as extraordinary. You start on a different level. Even the blade of grass, even the touch of the grass, what the one poet said, what is this life full of care, not a minute to look and stare. Oh, what a divinity in these two lines. A worried mind can't comprehend the beauty. What is this life full of care means always, always worried. You're having your food, you're still worried for the next. What kind of sickness? And that anxiety, that high blood pressure, that create birth to new diseases. So there are people who want to make it immortal, the body mind. Of course, these are five elements. They can replace the memory into another mechanism, but that's not the immortality. Immortality is only immortal. What is immortal? You know. What will you do with the